What's up, man?
What's up? So, we've been talking this whole time, but what'd you guys do today? Did you do that Barber Falls, the cold plunge thing?
Fuck no.
Yeah, you did it last week, though, right?
I did do it last week.
It looked rough.
Why didn't you do it?
I had other stuff to do. I set up a washer and dryer yesterday in our house, and didn't really want to do anything else. I slept in till like noon this morning.
Oh, shit.
And then cleaned the house, went to Taco Bell with my friend that's living with us now because he just moved up.
It's funny you talk about going to Taco Bell because Josh was talking to Nick today about like cleaning up his diet, and like I'm pretty sure he got on about eating avocados for breakfast.
Oh, you went to Open Mat?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Of course.
Yeah.
With the whole my jiu-jitsu home situation at the moment,
Gotcha.
I can't afford to miss an Open Mat.
Yeah.
My wife wanted to go to Barber Falls this morning, actually, and I told her, I was like, I think AGA's doing it after their Open Mat, and just seeing if she'd be like, all right, well, maybe we'll go there. And she didn't like bite on to the bait, so I was just like, all right, we just won't go. But yeah, I didn't want to miss the Open Mat, like only being able to train like here and there. So did that, got good rolls with Jerry, and of course Brandon and Steve were there. It was pretty good. So
I'll probably end up going to the Barber Falls thing next week because I plan to be in the gym all week, and I'll need the recovery. You know?
Yeah, I might see if my wife and kids want to go next time too, just to...
It's pretty cool, you know. I mean, it was cold, obviously, but like other than that, it was a pretty fun team building thing, you know.
Yeah.
Once you get in, I will say, if you get in and you dunk your head first, it's not as cold after.
That's like the whole pool concept.
Like
Christina said she stayed in it for like 20 minutes or something.
Yeah, I was in and out for 5 minutes max.
Yeah.
I think I was in the water physically for maybe a minute and a half tops.
Yeah.
It was...
You couldn't do it? You couldn't hang?
No, dude, I don't like the cold. I run cold naturally, so like getting in more cold is not what I prefer to do.
But you weren't going to embrace the like mental toughness of sitting in cold water?
Nope.
Like Wim Hof?
Nope.
You weren't doing it?
I'm
really
already
care.
Mentally a pussy, so
exactly. Like,
I don't need the cold to tell me anything more than that.
No.
You could have changed that.
Hey, I get my mental toughness from running up flat top the day before that.
Is that how you get it?
I did that in 38 minutes.
Fuck,
which
that's
was
good.
Fucking crazy.
That is good.
I think that's my best time.
Good job.
And
did you cry?
I did not cry,
The whole
but
time.
I complained the entire time. My little brother sabotaged me. I swear. On Wednesday, the week before, or the following that week, Kyle was like, "Let's run 3 miles."
Oof.
And I don't run.
No.
My legs were destroyed on the day we went to go and actually run.
As like an
flat
MMA
top.
fighter, you have to run. That's like a
Right?
thing.
I don't
Like if
do
you
that.
watch like How to Be an MMA Fighter, there's always running involved.
Yeah, that's
No,
true.
I don't
I
run.
think that just goes back to some old boxing thing. They just showed people,
Thai
boxers,
fighters.
like running up and down. They're
Still
like
a
their
thing.
sidewalks.
Yeah.
Like, there's got to be something better than that.
I don't know. So Josh says that we should run because it'll help your legs not get tired from running so long,
Josh knows best.
which is right. Josh does know best. I'm not going to argue with him because my legs were gassed, dude. And if I ran more, they probably would not be as gassed.
We did the Butte yesterday.
Nice.
Yeah. Honestly, really lackluster.
I saw the pictures. Those were nice.
If you guys haven't hiked the Butte, it's not even worth it.
Really?
It's like 600 or 700 feet in elevation, and it's over, I think, like a mile and a half. So it's not anything like great. Like if you're into hiking, my wife's really into like trails, so I guess it was more along like maybe her pace. There's like some tough steps, like stairs that are built half the way up. But man, like when you get to like the top, you expect to see something great. You just see a bunch of fucking farms, and I was like, "What are we doing here?"
Hey, it might be good to do with dogs, you know?
With my dog it'd be good.
I love farms.
He's pretty
I'm
lazy.
so offended.
It's for you then. And then like I think the good view up there, you're supposed to be able to see like Knik Glacier or something.
Oh, I bet.
And it was like super rained in, so you couldn't see anything. Like I said, just farms. And then if you walk to the other side, you could see a junkyard. And I was like, I can't believe we just wasted our time with this. But
I'm so tired of the rain.
that's the Alaska summer though, right? Like, I think last year it rained the entire summer.
Growing up, all I remember was sunshine and skateboarding outside.
Yeah.
No rain.
In Alaska?
Yeah.
To be fair, I don't remember more than 3 years ago.
Last year was like, we had a really great start, and then like, I think July, it
Terrible.
was like
Just rain.
rained the whole time. And then this year has been rain the whole way through. We have 12 days of summer actually.
Yeah.
That's probably what it's been too.
Yeah.
So it rains the entire fair time and all of that, and then it's just
I'm not excited for
into,
the
like,
fair if
pure
it's going to
fall.
rain the whole time.
Yeah,
I
think
am
that's-
excited for the mullet competition for the fair.
Is there?
There is. There's a
Yeah.
first
That's
ever.
cool.
Are you doing it?
I am. First ever Alaska mud flap
Okay.
is what they called it.
We need to post pictures of
Man,
it for the
that's cool.
podcast.
I wish I'd still had mine then. My wife would kill me if I still had it, but I called mine the Great Alaskan Waterfall.
Yes.
And fuck, man, I love that thing.
Dude, this is my first mullet, so, I got to compete in the first
not?
state fair mullet competition,
Yeah.
It's only right.
Makes sense. Are you going to paint it a different color? How are you
Nope.
going to stand
You
out?
know those
No.
people are. They're going to be throwing glitter
They're going to
in
be all
it.
crazy, and I'm just going to come in probably like a little curly curl, but like
You should paint it.
Oh,
straight
you
up
should curl
natural.
No, you should paint it, but like the design of a beaver tail.
Oh, yo.
Like,
That'd be
I
good.
don't even know if we have
That could be
beavers here,
good.
do we?
Oh, I could put the Alaska state flag on the back, the long part.
There you go.
Because I got long, straight hair, Be
Merca?
perfect. America would be too America. This is a state fair.
You're right. There's
I'm
definitely
pretty sure we're
somebody
more
who already is
Canada
doing
than
that.
America here.
Don't say that.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure it's true. Like, not part of the continental 48.
Yeah, you
technically
are-
Canada's part of the continental 48.
That is
It's
true.
all connected. Like, I don't know how that's not a thing.
We're not. We're not.
We could just take Canada over.
Yeah, we probably did at one point, or Russia. But
We
yeah.
pay the expensive shipping.
Fuck, it's
out
the
of
worst.
country
You know what's
shipping.
crazy? We also have expensive internet, and that shit's made up. You know what I mean? Like,
No, you're right. You're right.
I get the
It
shipping
is.
thing.
It
Like,
is.
it sucks, but I get it. Like, it's got to get trucked up here, flown up
Extra
here.
gas takes
Good point.
time.
And it takes time. I get that, but internet's magic.
It is. It's magic.
And, like, I don't understand how we pay some crazy premium. I think my internet from GCI is like $200, like $175 a month or something.
Yeah, it's something ridiculous.
Man, when I moved, we were grandfathered into this deal. It was $100 a month if you had cell phones with it. So we got cell phone service. I never
Yeah,
had a
that's what
problem
we
with
have.
it. And then now their internet for the speed we have is like $200 a month. And if you have cell phones, they'll give $25 off or something, and then $20 a line after that. But for the same internet, we pay $175. So I don't want to go to that deal and then pay $200 for it just so they can give you a pretend discount. And then like everywhere else doesn't do like home internet here. So
Yeah, I think ACS is like the only other one or something like that. But
probably sucks.
Theirs is terrible from what I hear.
is it?
Yeah.
I think that's what people say about anyone who they don't have.
I mean, yeah.
Because everyone said GCI sucked, and I have GCI or had it anyway for phones, and it was fine. It
I
worked
think-
everywhere I needed it.
Personally, I think GCI sucks compared to AT&T,
Yeah,
but GCI is the best combo.
that shit worked in Florida. GCI did,
Dude.
There were some places it didn't, of course.
My
but,
GCI sucked when I was in California.
yeah,
All over the whole state. I was in the middle of a city, and it was like, yeah, we're gonna have like one bar.
it's probably California though. I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
they just suck altogether.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Does AT&T offer home internet?
I don't think they do.
Okay, so it's GCI
I
only,
made that
right?
up,
Like
though.
that's it.
No, I don't think they do.
There's
I
something
think
like
they do in the lower
Mitacom.
48, maybe.
In the lower 48, yeah, I had AT&T in the lower 48, the continental U.S. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what the deal is with that. So the worst part is like it's a monopoly too, and I'm pretty sure that's illegal. So
Yeah, I think you might be right on
Right?
that one. I'm
Merca.
pretty sure it is a monopoly.
I will write a complaint.
It's all right though. It only upsets me when it upsets my streaming when I'm trying to watch fights.
Or Pornhub.
I mean, I'm not gonna out myself on that one, but
Yeah.
just fights.
yeah,
Fights
just
is my
fights.
porn.
Kevin doesn't watch porn.
No,
Yeah.
Kevin doesn't watch porn.
Josh doesn't let you guys.
No, we got to keep our testosterone built up for the fights.
No
That makes sense.
avocados
I've
and
heard
no
of that.
pornos.
That makes sense.
Speaking of fights, man, we have a while doing like the first and last weekend of the month thing. So
Oh, yeah.
we jumped on here to do a kind of a spur of the moment, just fight breakdown, predictions of ones coming up, talking about the past ones. And a couple weeks ago was Sandhagen versus Font. Do you guys
I
watch
did.
that?
I did watch that one actually, and I was sitting
Hey,
there.
Go to click on the prelim card and scroll to the bottom of that.
I was sitting there watching everyone boo, and I was so upset.
Oh man, so this prelim card actually looked pretty good. I don't remember the whole thing, but O'Day Osborne.
I think I missed.
I was
some
about
of
to
the
say I
prelims.
did not see OSP on there, but that was canceled. Kyler Phillips. I feel like he's been around for a while. I don't know how he's only 11-2. I thought he got cut at one point. He probably came in at like 11-0 and just kind of shit the bed.
Those are a lot of canceled fights on that card.
There is, man. Like, I don't know what the deal is with that. Well, those are two of the same guy, Sean Woodson. Maybe he just had two backup
two
fighter
separate
came
opponents.
in and then dropped
Got
out.
canceled.
So scroll up to where it doesn't say canceled. Yeah, that OSP fight would have been great, but
I
O'Day
totally
Osborne-
missed all of those because they started at 2 p.m. Eastern time, right?
Yeah, so is it next week? The Korean Zombie is fighting Max Holloway
yeah.
in Singapore.
Oh, so
I'm
that's
pretty
gonna
sure
be
that starts
super,
at 2 in the morning.
Yeah, that's gonna be a trash time card.
Yeah, that's
You're going to be up for that?
Fuck no.
Oh, I will.
Dude,
I will. I love Max
Dude,
Holloway.
I can't stay awake past 10 o'clock to save my life.
Dude, I'll just pound a bang or something.
Oh boy.
Why not just wake up?
Have you ever looked at those Bang energy drinks?
Dude, so
Is it weird? That
I say pound
every
a
one of
bang.
them's clear.
I literally mean just take like 3-4 sips and then I'll be wired for like
Dude,
4
they're
hours,
rough.
dude.
When I used to plow overnight, I got one of those, and then I don't even remember if I quit drinking energy drinks yet, but I started drinking them again to plow overnight. It's just rough.
Mm-hmm.
And before I was just like all about Rockstar Punch. Like that would be the drink for me.
Same.
And like, it's the greatest
The
thing
red
ever.
ones, the
like
fruit punch one.
It's the best. Like
Yeah,
it's
they were
just
great.
juice. Anytime it's perfect.
But I'm an adult and I drink coffee.
I do now.
I don't drink
I've
coffee.
finally graduated being
One day, Kevin. One
No.
day.
I started
Coffee's
drinking
disgusting.
coffee because energy drinks are really expensive. And when you look at the sugar, it's like 60 grams of sugar, something crazy. So then I switched from Rockstar Punch to the sugar-free.
Yeah.
And which is still sugar, it's just fake, and I'm pretty
just
sure it's
fake
worse
sugar.
for you.
That's what I hear.
And they started giving me like anxiety, like weird heart feelings. So I still drank them for a while after that, but eventually I was just like, all right, no more of this. But I got the Bang, and the weird thing about the Bang was every one of them's clear. No matter what flavor you get, it's all clear. Yeah. And for some reason, that's honestly probably better than like the dyes they put in Rockstar Punch. But to me, it's weird. Like it's not natural to have it all like the same color but different flavors. Like something's off on that for me.
So what I've heard is the reason they are so effective is because they have like pre-workout in them. It's essentially like the same.
Well, yeah, but like
compounds that are in
pre-workouts, just like
pre-workout.
caffeine and taurine and I don't know what else, vitamin B's. It's just like B12 or something. It's just shit to like pump you up and get your energy going.
Yeah, that's just what someone told me.
I'm pretty sure what makes it effective is it's twice as much caffeine as anything else.
That might be true too. I don't look at the label.
Yeah,
I just know that it makes me wired.
It is. Yeah, I drank one of those and I was just like, I felt like I was like coked up
Tweaked.
or something. I was like, something's wrong with me. We gotta go plow. Yeah, horrible stuff. But fuck, I don't know how we got it. Oh yeah, pounded a Bang to watch the fight card.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna watch that shit when I wake up and
You could
replay
just set an alarm and get up.
No.
No way.
Nope. I'll just sleep.
An alarm for 2 a.m?
Yeah. No. You're funny.
I did that. We had who was fighting? I think it was like Al or maybe Nico. He was like fighting in Hawaii.
Oh yeah.
And that was like super late at night.
Yeah.
And so I set an alarm because I also
with the
have a hard
hour
time.
behind. Yeah, because they're an hour behind us. So if he ended up fighting at like 1 a.m, because whatever time that show started,
it was
going to be
early.
2 a.m. here.
Yeah.
I watched a fight to win a long time ago. I think it was like their like 100th episode. It was in Oahu, and man, the main event was a great main event. I don't remember what it was, but I was like pumped for it. And that shit came out like 2 a.m, and like I was like taking naps on accident, like just waiting for it. And luckily woke up just in time for that to start. But yeah, those Hawaii shows are no joke.
So I set an alarm once for the one championship, their like 100th event show or whatever, and it was like
You're capable.
3 a.m, and it was terrible. I woke up and I missed like half the fights because I kept falling back asleep, and like it didn't work out.
It didn't work.
I should have just drank an energy drink and stayed up.
I actually don't need an alarm to get up. Like I have enough anxiety to where I can even like adjust
God has
it.
gifted you with your
It
own alarm.
has, right? Like it's a blessing, a curse. But I'll be like, I have to get up at 6 a.m. and my body will do that at 6 a.m. 5:50. My body's like, boom.
I think I was
you're
cursed
up.
with like the same thing, but just years of having to get up super early. Like now my body refuses to sleep in late. Like 7 o'clock, if I sleep till 7, like I'm just like, whoa, fuck, I feel great. This is amazing right now. But So Sean Woodson was on it for a third time. He's got 3 opponents.
Oh, nice.
I think that Dennis Bazooka is like a real good guy, like a Matt Serra guy.
That's a great name.
That's the only
for a
reason I remember
fighter.
him, because his last name is Bazooka.
Yeah. You think
Spelled
that's
really
like
weird.
on purpose?
Fuck, it's cool ass parents. Cody Durden,
Stephanie
and Jake
Bazooka.
Hadley. We just start calling all ourselves Bazooka.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Billy Q, that dude's great. Did he win?
Yeah.
Billy Q
By decision.
Okay. Damon Jackson. I'm always thrown off by that guy because you would assume he would not be white, but pretty good for a white guy. Carlton Harris and Jeremiah Wells.
Carlton Harris won by submission. Round 3.
Yeah, there's probably like Dana White Contender Series guys.
Yeah.
There's way too many of those
Hey,
guys.
Kyler Phillips. That was a name on there that was
Canceled
bout.
also. Ooh, that Hani Barcelos. I thought he was going to be a lot better than he ended up being. Like when he first came on a few years ago. Kyler Phillips. He came on and I thought he would be cool just because he had cool cornrows.
I haven't heard of any of these guys.
Yeah, some good names. If like you're like Billy Q's a cool guy. I think I just like him because his nickname is just Billy Q. But yeah, nothing too crazy. Man, there's so many fights going on now. Like a lot of these cards are like super watered down that I've honestly just kind of quit watching prelims unless like there's someone I really like and just go straight to the main card. But
I was watching prelims. Mainly I watch prelims now just like try and pick up new moves.
yeah,
Like I was watching a fight one time quite a while ago and this guy just kept trying to take him down. He just couldn't do it and he used the same thing every single time to avoid the takedown. I was like,
What was it?
I'm going to take that. It was up against the cage. The dude would go and he'd lock his hands under the guy's butt and he was trying to pick him up. And every time the guy would just grab his elbows and straighten out completely and just
Pull
yank
up the
him
pants.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
it worked every single time he did it. And
That's
I
how
was just like,
you never knew that.
no, it's like, and I
This is
look
like
at these
Wipeout.
things.
I know.
Yeah, I
I'll
look at
coach
these
you.
things and I'm like, dude, that's so easy. Why have I not done that?
Yeah.
Why haven't I seen that yet? And then I'm like, oh, I got to do that.
It's my favorite part of martial arts. You'll be like stuck in this one position, like neon belly, right? I had
Yeah.
somebody ask me about like, how do you get off a neon belly? Like, there was this like
You
the
don't get there.
100. You don't get there.
Yeah.
Don't get neon
Dude, I
belly.
hate that answer.
Have you seen the 100 or like that show where it was like they take a bunch of like I think it was
Oh, yeah.
athletes
Oh, wait.
and
The Korean show?
Yes.
There's a huge lawsuit going off that show on Netflix right now. You know that?
No,
I
I
heard
did
about it on
not.
our drive to the Butte.
I did not.
They're all suing it for I don't know what you'd call it, but like back pay basically. Like the show did
Oof.
great. Like so many people watched it, and I think they're upset about like how they're getting paid accordingly for it. So I mean, obviously we don't know their
That's a good
contracts or
reason.
anything, but maybe
Okay,
they were
that makes
dumb and
sense.
signed bad contracts.
right.
And then that's on them.
They didn't think it was going to be as popular as it ended up
Yeah.
being here
It
in
was a good show.
America.
The problem with that show for me was I couldn't tell if I needed to watch the subtitles or watch the dub version. So I'd be watching it back and forth trying to figure out which one I liked best, and
Yeah.
I'd miss most of
I
it.
watched the dub version.
Yeah.
But there's this one scene, I think it's like a few episodes in, where they the contestants are like wrestling each other for like this huge boulder.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
there's
yeah.
this woman who goes up against, she's like a big, strong bodybuilder woman, and she goes up against this like skinnier MMA fighter.
Yeah.
And he like neon bellies her for a long time. They had to separate them
Yeah.
in order to like give her a chance.
Was that the one when they there was an obstacle course kind of, but they had to whoever ended with it when the time was up, that's who won, right?
I didn't get to the end.
I watched
You
the show. I don't
spoiled
remember
it.
if it's that one, but
Never even heard of the show.
Really?
No.
Is
Check
that-
it
was
out.
it, like,
Check out that
physical-
one episode.
yeah, I think it's called Physical 100.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But shit, they might have pulled that now with a lawsuit going on. but-
Maybe, but the trick is, right, neon belly is you push it off while you shrimp, and
Yeah.
so you get it off, and so it's something so easy, so simple, and you're like, what?
Yeah.
Like once you hear it, you're like, why didn't you
Yeah.
just do that?
The guy was like a super dick about it too, right?
He
Like he was
was.
like, "I'm a man," and
it was very much
I do
like
remember
that.
that.
I'm
yeah.
glad you caught that.
Yeah, you could tell like he was. But there was a one point in the episode or in that specific match where like she put up on a decent fight, so he was like, "Oh, I actually have to try a little bit. I can't just show off like I'm some superior male." So that was pretty funny though.
That was good.
All right, main card on this one. These guys all suck.
Yeah, no one's heard of them. But like, All respect.
A lot of these main card guys too. I'm surprised at some of the people who are making on the main card and who's making on the prelims these days. So who's at the bottom? Who was the first fight on that main card? Corey Sandhagen versus Umar.
Canceled now.
Okay, it's canceled. It threw me off. That was way at the bottom. Ludwig, I'm pretty sure that was not a Contender Series guy, but maybe a what's the other show? The other Dana White show? Ultimate Fighter. That sounds like an Ultimate Fighter guy. Tanner Bozer, he went down to light heavyweight and beat this guy, Alexa Kumar, that nobody's ever heard of course. Yeah. Tanner Bozer, I thought was going to be pretty good when he came in. Like, they were going to hype him up just enough because he was kind of out of shape and had a mullet. And what was that?
I set a timer.
Oh, nice. Yeah, so he had a mullet, and I thought he was going to be pretty good. He dropped down to light heavyweight, though, which is good for him. Diego Lopez and Gavin Tucker, nothing great about that. I was actually really excited for this Dustin Jacoby and Kennedy Nzechukwu fight because Kennedy, although a Contender Series guy, it's just been coming in like wrecking these guys.
Yeah.
So if you haven't watched him, just like I think they could really get behind him too, especially when they had like the whole African push going with all the champions, because he's from Nigeria and reps that. But Dustin Jacoby is like not a K1 guy, but what's that kickboxing league? Glory.
Oh yeah,
he was a Glory champion, maybe not a champion, but like he was a good guy in Glory. But came over, and honestly, like I've seen me get like outstruck by people, which surprised me. But he came in and ended up TKOing Kennedy, so I was pretty surprised at that. I thought Kennedy was for sure going to run through him. All right, who's above Dustin and?
No, the co-main.
Oh yeah, Jessica Andrade and Tatiana Suarez.
I think I only caught the co-main and main event of this card, and that's why no one is ringing a bell.
Yeah, to be honest, the top 3 fights were the only ones I wanted to watch on this, and probably the only ones I did. Because Jessica Andrade and Tatiana Suarez was like just kind of guaranteed to be pretty good. Tatiana's been out for like 3 years or something,
and then she just starched Andrade.
Yeah,
like no other.
Ran through like no problem.
And Andrade was on a winning streak.
I think she went back to a different weight class. Like, she's been through all 3 like women's weight classes, not all 3, but 3 of them, and it's like knockouts in every one of them. It's like she's a monster. Mm-hmm. But yeah, Suarez went through her like nothing.
Yeah, I was so
and I don't
surprised
remember
by that, honestly.
Does it say what submission? I'm pretty sure she tapped her out. Yeah, so round 2 she subbed her. I don't remember what it was, but I was pretty surprised. Like, she just put it on her from start to finish. And then Sandhagen and Font. For me, Font's, I don't want to say too hyped up, but man, like, he gets put in against like the best guys, and you can tell he's just like maybe top 10, but just not a top 5 guy.
Yeah, not top 5.
Anytime he puts his like feet into like the real deep waters, it just doesn't go well for him.
Sandhagen clearly out grappled him the entire fight.
Yeah, and that was the problem for me. Like, it was the entire fight. So it was like, all right, I can go make dinner while this is happening.
He blew his tricep out in the first round.
Did he?
Like, the very beginning of the first round. I don't know if you watched the post-fight presser, or not the post-fight presser, but the post-fight interview.
Yeah.
He was like, I'm sorry, guys. I wanted to go in there and strike and bang with the dude, but something happened, and I threw a jab or something, and he said his tricep was blown. Sure. I saw a picture on Instagram the next day, and his whole arm was just purple and red. And
what a freak accident.
Right,
You're just throwing a punch.
Yeah, he went into surgery, and whole tricep just was blown.
And I guess I forgive him then.
Like my nightmare.
Still, even with all that, he's still
dominated.
Just dominated
the entire fight.
The entire
Love
time.
that.
So like during the fight, I don't remember who the commentators were, but they were saying like, oh yeah, this is what Sandhagen wants to do. He wants to like out grapple the grapplers and out strike the strikers and like work on his bad parts. And I'm like, that's all great if you want to work on the parts that you're bad at, but let's not ruin my night about it.
Yeah.
You know, like, we're here to watch good fights.
Yeah.
Not you lay on someone and out grapple a guy who I don't even think's a grappler.
Yeah.
Like Rob Font, like they're all him and Calvin Cater, like the guys out of that camp, they're like just boxers. So when they were saying that in the broadcast, I was like, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Like, probably Michael Bisping.
I was still so sad to hear them boo Corey. It's like
Did they?
just the whole time
yeah.
they were booing him the whole
I
time.
was thinking about the
And
walkout.
I said it was so funny because he got cheered super hard on the come out and
Yeah.
Rob Font got booed. And as soon as the fight started and he took him down and he took him down again the second round,
Yeah.
nonstop
Enough of
boos
this.
the whole fight.
That's when I walked away. I was like, I'm going to go get a snack. I'll come back in a while. This is obviously going a while. So that was last weekend, right? What fight was on yesterday? No, I go back up and then you have to scroll over quite a bit. The other way. Now we're lost.
291 Sandhagen. Luke
Right
A.
there.
Dos
Luke and
Anjos.
Dos Anjos. So go one back.
Right there.
Yes.
Yeah.
I actually thought Dos Anjos was going to win. And I thought he was going to do what he always does and just kind of like bully and grind out the fight. And Luque did it to him.
Yeah.
I didn't even think that was possible. And
It was a long fight.
It was a really long fight. And another one where you just walked away and I'm like, all right, I'll come back in the 5th round. This isn't going anywhere. But Vicente Luque, man, for a while, he was just a stud running through everybody. I think he's like second for most knockouts in the division, they said. But I don't remember who he fought last fight. But he ended up getting knocked out, right? Jeff Neal?
I think I can't remember, dude.
Jeff Neal, I think, was also supposed to fight Ian Gary.
Yeah, he was.
On the
He
next
just got
pay-per-view.
he got pulled out or something.
And then Neil Magny went in, which
Yeah.
I think is another great fight.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be good.
But yeah,
Neil Magny's really good.
Oh, so good. Yeah, he'll be like a top 10 guy forever and has been. Obviously, like, just never getting over that hump to be like the best. But man, he's got great wins over guys like Robbie Lawler and Carlos Condit. But yeah, Vicente Luque, last fight. I mean, but Jeff Neal's obviously like just leveled up in life, and yeah, ended up just kind of pushing right through Dos Anjos and grinding him out. Cub Swanson and Hakeem Dawadu. Even Cub said it, like, he thought he lost.
Yeah, Cub is one of those fighters that I hate to see fight now because like
he hangs in there though.
he does,
expect him
but
to
I just
be,
don't
like, worse.
want him to get beat up anymore.
No, he's like fuck yeah, like he's ancient in fight years, that's for
Yeah.
sure. But still, like, just hanging in there and doing enough, and like not taking the worst amount of damage, but just like how old you think he is in like those fight years, it catches up. But it was close enough that they said he won. I mean, he lost, but that Mean Hakeem guy, he's kind of a little overhyped for my likings, but fuck, good fighter.
It looked like a competitive fight. I mean,
Oh, it was so good.
Could have gone either way, but
Yeah. I thought for sure that Hakeem won 2 rounds, but I mean, yeah, it was, like I said, close enough that it was a split decision. So
yep.
maybe split. It could have been unanimous for all I remember. Khalil Roundtree.
That was
Chris
crazy. He's just pieced that dude up.
Khalil is like on another level too. He came into UFC like years ago now.
Yeah, super
and
long
was
ago.
just-
I was thinking about that watching him. He was like a super emotional fighter on The Ultimate Fighter.
Yeah. And it's like, I don't want to say a 50-50 fighter, but he was either pretty good or he lost. And then he went to like Thailand and came back, and I don't remember who he fought. Maybe Eric Anders, and he had this crazy just Muay Thai, like Thai kickboxing style, and then ran through him. I think took a loss, but like for the most part, he's been on a really good streak
He was doing this really weird thing that
where
I
he
like.
bounces with his front leg.
No, it wasn't even that. He came out this one and he was like, he'd stand there with his front hand and he'd swipe.
Yeah, like a weird
sideways,
hammer
like a little
fist.
hammer fist
Yeah.
at the front hand, and I like was thinking like it would make sense if he's gonna follow that up with a 2, which I think he did, and that's how he got the KO
That could've
TKO.
been- oh boy,
because
put him out, too.
he did like he throwed a little fake one, and I don't know if it was like a little fake jab to the body or
Yeah.
the hammer fist thing, but it was just the cleanest 2 right after it to an open chin.
If that's what he was using to set up, like I wasn't paying close enough attention to see if he was trying to set something up with it. Like all I saw was that, and I was just kind of disgusted.
Yeah, I was like, "What are you
the fuck
doing?
is
What
that?"
like stop?"
Yeah. Chris Dawkins is good too. Him and his brother. Dawkins was a heavyweight and dropped down, and has had not great luck at light heavyweight, I'm pretty sure. Pollyanna and Yasmin Lucindo. Yasmin's a monster.
Yeah, she kind of beat that chick up.
Yeah, that was a good one too.
Yeah.
AJ Dobson. It was too drawn out for me, so I
Yeah.
quit watching it.
Yeah, it was a long fight for sure.
Is Tefon the guy who Al fought on Contender Series? I'm pretty sure that's the same guy.
I couldn't tell you.
Josh Fremd and Jamie Pickett.
That was another long fight. That
Yeah.
was
I was hoping it
a
was going to be
striking
better.
battle.
Yeah, what are the prelims on that one? I felt like there's a couple good prelims on it.
The first fight was very sad.
Dude, did the
'cause-
prelims have like 7 first-round stoppages?
Yeah,
What was the first fight?
it was Juliana Miller.
Oh, the
and
Twister.
Santos.
Oh, wait. Yeah.
And I was watching a random fight night card one night, and Juliana Miller won the Ultimate Fighter season finale on it, and I was like, that's cool. I'm gonna follow her career now. Just
So
saw her
you
get-
watched the sloppy
and then I watched
mixed martial artist?
and then I watched the second fight, or her first UFC fight, and she got knocked out. And then
Did she?
This one, she got knocked out.
I don't remember who else was on that season. I thought the other girl was going to win. And I just remember, like her jiu-jitsu was all right, but she relied way too much on jiu-jitsu.
I didn't even watch the season.
Yeah, it's not.
I just hopped in and
Yeah,
watched the fight
she's
night
pretty
card
sloppy.
with the finales.
And she's 4-3.
Yeah.
And you won the Ultimate Fighter. It doesn't say much for that season.
Yeah.
So Damon Blackshear versus Jose Johnson.
Which was crazy.
Yeah, I hit the twister on
The
it.
twister.
That was great. I was surprised.
I heard the post fight. He was saying that he knew that the guy gave up that position a lot. So
Yeah.
when the guy threw the elbow, that was his sign to
timed it
take
up.
the twister. Yeah.
I like the back take on it. He chased the back for a bit, like a few. We'll just it was a few seconds, but through a few different like positions, he was still continued to chase the back, and he finally gave up getting both hooks and just took the single hook.
Yeah.
Which is like my preferred way to just get the back because you can still control from there. Turn it into the twister hook and then took that from that elbow that the guy threw.
It was beautiful.
I don't remember Jacqueline versus Mozzarella or whatever it is. Josh Parisian.
I did watch that one.
Oh, well, yeah, first round. I watched that this morning, actually. I don't remember it, though.
It was pretty good. I'm pretty sure Parisian got rocked and then dropped.
The girl fight.
Oh,
Yeah.
the girl fight?
Josh Parisian, like, he came in, too. Like, I thought he was on the verge of maybe getting, like, a little bit of a momentum, like, push behind him. And then he just kind of started going down. But that was a fun, like, they were swinging. And
Ended in a
Martin
submission.
Boudet ended up just fucking pouring it on.
Yeah.
But yeah, while it lasted that first round, like the first couple minutes while Josh Parisian was fighting back, it was pretty good.
It was good. We can go back to the girl fight though real quick because I did watch that one.
Did
and
you?
yeah, Jacqueline was dominating the first 2 rounds, and then out of nowhere, Ruiz came up and was in top position for like a good 2 minutes in the 3rd round.
Yeah.
And then got reversed, and it was over from there.
And then TKO'd.
I remember DC was saying, this is what it's saying. We were talking about how good Jacqueline's been all day, but she can't be that good if she can't get out from bottom. And then, like, 10 seconds after that, she sweeps her and finishes her.
Yeah.
And it was like, there you go. Seems like she was the better one of that one.
Yeah. Isaac and Francis. I don't really care about that. Terrence McKinney. I like Terrence McKinney.
Yeah.
He's always
He needed the win.
Cool. Yeah.
He needed the win big time.
I don't know if he lost like 2 in a row, but
Yep, it was 2 in a row.
Yeah, it was rough. And he just had a kid. I watched him on Ariel Helwani, and just seemed like such a cool guy. And then he was kind of getting like a little bit of a hype a few fights ago, and then that 2-fight skid.
Yeah, and then he took that knee to the face, and it
Yeah.
kind of killed his hype for some reason.
So JP Bays versus Marcus McGee.
That was another good fight.
Yeah, funny thing about JP Bays is him and his girlfriend, wife at the time, they made their debuts together. He got knocked out, and she got a 50 grand bonus.
Damn.
And pretty shortly after, I don't know if this is why, she big timed him, and they got a divorce.
Oof.
And she moved to South Africa with him, divorced him, and left. Her next fight, she had a different last name, and I only assume it was because she can't be married to a loser.
That's rough, dude.
And I'm
That's
pretty sure
so
like he's
rough.
lost pretty much every fight he's had in the UFC.
That's real sad.
Yeah. Horrible luck for that guy.
Yeah.
We already did the main card on this, right? Luke Dos Anjos.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. So this is next week, huh?
Yeah, this is
I thought we had one more in between, or is it in 2 weeks?
this is the 18th, right?
What's today?
Should be this
The
coming
13th?
Oh
weekend.
shit! All right, cool.
Yeah, or the 19th. My bad, because I'm a
Uh,
little blind. It's kind of small.
let's start at the early prelims on this one. So the next episode that we do, it should be in time to go over Holloway and the Korean Zombies. So we'll end it with this one. Marina Munoz. I felt like she was doing pretty good for a while. I'm honestly surprised, especially in like the women's division, that she got dropped this far down to the first fight of the night. And Andrea Lee too. She came with like a little bit of hype. Andrea KGB Lee, Gerald Mearshart, and the guy from The Ultimate Fighter, Andre Petrosky. Gerald Mearshart has not had a good run since getting knocked out by Khamzat with one punch.
Oof.
Like,
Yeah,
they sent him to the early prelims.
That can do that to you.
He has a cool nickname, GM3, and man, now he's like the first fight of the night almost. All right, let's go to the prelims.
Wow, there's only 6 prelim fights, early prelim, and
That's weird.
3 prelim.
I bet they'll move one from the early prelims up to this. So Austin Hubbard versus Kurt. Oh, that's the Ultimate Fighter finale.
Oh, okay.
Versus Kurt Hollabaugh. Gregory Rodriguez.
Oh no!
yeah.
Spoilers! I haven't seen the season. No, it's okay.
Yeah, there's only one episode left.
Yeah, I can go watch it all.
So Gregory Rodriguez, I'm pretty sure his nickname is RoboCop, and that guy's the man.
I have seen that guy
Yeah,
fight before.
cool guy.
Yeah.
And then Chris Weidman and Brad Tavares.
Wait.
Perfect fight for Chris Weidman to come back to, and perfect fight to like push Brad Tavares over.
Are there 2 weight classes for the UFC or the tough?
Yeah, like featherweight
Season?
and lightweight.
Oh, okay,
Have you been
okay.
watching it? Do you watch it? The Ultimate Fighter? No. I watch it just because it's entertaining. I used to like.
I
those,
want to watch it. I just didn't want to wait. I want
Yeah.
to binge it all.
Yeah. They're fun to watch. The drama is always fun. Like it reminds me of kind of reality shows.
Jersey
like,
Shore,
I also want to watch it. Where are you guys watching it at?
ESPN is the only place you
Okay.
can.
Yeah, just ESPN Plus. You gotta pay the premium.
Yeah,
It's
you
like
gotta
$5
pay the
a month,
price.
though. Honestly, not too bad. $5.
Pay the tax.
Yep. Man, so what do you think? Chris Weidman's been out for like 2 years now after that leg break, something like that.
I think it's gonna be good.
And before that, he wasn't even doing great.
I think it's gonna be good though.
He's getting
'cause
old.
I think Tavares is also kind of on the end out of his
So
career.
Tavares has been in it for a while, right?
Yeah, he's.
And I thought like he went up, like he was doing good. He went down, and I feel like I think he's on his way back up. I
Yeah.
think can you click on Brad Tavares? I honestly think Brad Tavares knocks Chris Weidman out. It doesn't let you click that fighter profile thing.
lame.
I thought last week it did. That's okay. Chris Weidman, who is my least favorite person in the world because the cheap shot he took on Anderson Silva and knocked him out. Maybe now you can click on Brad Tavares.
You guys want to look at him shirtless?
Yeah, preferably.
It's the only time I want to see him actually.
So after Weidman cheap shotted Anderson to take the title years ago, and then cheap shotted him and broke his leg, I prayed every fight on his walkout. I was like, I hope you break your fucking leg. And then against Uriah Hall, finally years later, he did it, and I've honestly always felt a little guilty. Oh man, so maybe you're right. Shit. All right, let's see right there. Bruno Silva lost to.
He lost to Drakus.
But that was a decision, and he had his moments in that fight. Amari, that doesn't count because we don't know who it is. And Shoeface, Carlos Jr.
Shoeface.
Yeah, his nickname's Shoeface.
What a name.
Yeah, he's Brazilian, so they get cool nicknames like
Yeah.
Tree Stump and stuff like
Axe
that.
murderer.
Yeah, that's the coolest one. Edmund Shabazian, man, you can't lose to that guy.
Lost to Izzy.
Yeah, Christoph Jotko, Talis. Now we're just getting the guys. One of those guys is dead.
Ooh.
Elias Theodoro, who was the first ring boy for Invicta.
Nice.
Yeah, he had beautiful hair though. Man, so honestly, his wins are not that great. especially seeing how the last real big name he beat was Nate Marquardt, and that was in 2015. No, somewhere in there's got to be like a big gap in fights then for him. Scroll back up a little bit. 2001, so a year between fights, 2 years between fights. So he's just been like in and out, I guess. Maybe it wasn't ups and downs. It was just he was here and then he was gone. Maybe it was like injuries or something. But yeah, I think it's a great fight for Chris Weidman to come back to, because Chris has got to be about on his way out by now.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, click on. I said there cannot be only 3 fights on the main card. Maybe that's what we were missing on the other card.
Dude, there's only 4 though.
Marlon Vera versus Pedro Munoz. That's
That
a
should be
dangerous
good,
fight
yeah.
for Marlon Vera. He's like a fight away from a title shot, and Pedro Munoz is no joke. That guy's tough.
Yeah, it's gonna be good.
Man, I wouldn't be surprised if Pedro Munoz grinded him out and beat him. That'd be a shame.
Especially after the loss to Sandhagen from Vera.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Vera was so close. He just didn't. I don't know. Maybe his manager didn't play his cards right after the Sean O'Malley fight. But now a guy that you beat and knocked out is getting a title fight on the card that you're just starting off the pay-per-view card on.
Yeah,
so that kind of sucks. Neil Magny and Ian Gary. That's a great fight. Like,
oh yeah.
Like that's what's gonna break Neil Magny into the top 10.
You know, and I really want to root
Ian
for
Gary.
Neil Magny because I've trained at high altitude where he trains.
Oh, nice.
And it's a really cool gym, but Ian Gary is just so phenomenal.
And he called his shot, and I felt like his shot he called was fair. Like, he wasn't like, I'm going to get a title fight in this many, like, a short amount of fights or anything like that. He was like 6 fights, something like that. A pretty realistic number. He was like 2 fights in the top 15, 2 fights in the top 10, a fight in the top 5, something like that. He had a pretty legitimate like roadmap laid out for himself.
Yeah.
So I could see that happening. And like I said, Neil Magny is a tough test, but if you beat him, you're stuck in the top 10 now.
Yeah.
Weili Zhang and Amanda Lemos. I honestly feel like there's better fights for Weili than Amanda Lemos, and I'm just not sure if stuff didn't line up.
Yeah, I think I might agree with you on that one.
Hey, can you you could probably just type it into Google, but the UFC top 10 strawweight top 10,
Women's strawweight top 10, right?
Yeah, because I don't even know who in the top 10 that Lemos has beaten. Let's see. Go down a little bit and hit view 43 more rows. Tatiana Suarez, Carla Esparza. Say, yeah, I just can't fight Carla again. You just beat her, and the poor girl can't hang on to a title to save her life. Rose moved divisions. Yan Xiaonan. I mean, she's coming off 2 wins. See, Amanda Lemos is number 7, and she beat Michelle Watterson, who I don't even think's like in the top 10 anymore, and Marina Rodriguez, who I think she could have got a title fight with that win, but she ended up losing. So I mean, I think that's just maybe just the best that they had then.
Yeah,
because Suarez just had a fight, so it didn't line up.
And Rose lost to Esparza her last fight. I mean, but Rose also beat Weili twice.
Yeah, but she's moving up to flyweight.
Okay.
Who's she fighting? Something Gadot, Minor Fanon or something. She's fighting somebody, and it's a pretty decent girl at flyweight, so it's gonna be a tough fight for her.
I think Suarez is probably the next best bet.
For sure, but since she just fought like a couple weeks ago or last week, and her first fight after like 3 years, I'm sure even she didn't want to just jump into a title fight. Man, she's ready now for sure. So yeah, I guess Amanda Lemos was just the lucky person way at the bottom who got her name called. And then Sean O'Malley versus Aljo. Who do you think wins that?
Man, I think it really depends on who implements their game plan better. I think if Aljo can get it to the ground, take the back, and out grapple O'Malley, it's game. But I think O'Malley's got the chance on the feet. I think he's longer. He's got the better. But I think his striking is more sniper-esque.
Yeah, he does have good striking. I'll give him that. And his ground game's not even bad. Like he
just hasn't been tested very well.
Not too well. Like Peter Yan tried some takedowns, and O'Malley did decent. And the guys he has fought, like he's been has a decent guard. He's been throwing up like submissions and stuff off his back. But I bet Aljo fucking ragdolls him. And I hate Aljo.
I really would like to see O'Malley win.
Yeah, me too. And then Triple C gets another title fight out of nowhere, preferably.
Yeah. There's a meme that I keep seeing. It's O'Malley with the belt, Strickland with the belt.
Oh, God.
And who else was it? There was some other... Colby with the belt. And I'd love to see all
Colby
three of
with the
those
belt.
because it just would upset the whole divisions. The whole thing.
I don't know. O'Malley, I felt like they've been building him up so long. Like, they want him to have the belt. And I think he'd be fun with it. I don't know how long he'd keep it, to be honest. If he did, I think, get lucky against Aljo. I don't think he holds on to it very long. Just because then, the guys behind him is, Merab and Cejudo's still there.
Yeah.
And Cejudo's got good striking. Merab is a machine and is going to get 100 takedowns. And Aljo the same thing. He's fucking good. I hate him, but he's good. While you bring up Strickland, before we shut this thing down, can we talk about how Strickland got a title fight and not the Killer Gorilla?
Dude.
Jared Cannonier has a win over Strickland. Is coming off a win.
Yeah, but people argue the win over Strickland.
I actually thought he lost it. And I don't know why I thought it was a split decision loss or something. But Dave is the one who's no, he sent me a screenshot and he had a win over him. But he just beat Marvin Vettori, and Sean Strickland just beat a guy that no one's ever heard of. And now
I hear you.
It sucks because Strickland, obviously, people are invested to him.
I think people want to see the fight more than they want to see another Killer Gorilla versus Adesanya.
Yeah, it was not a good fight, to be fair. But man, just because Sean Strickland just talks and is the fucking worst talker in the world.
And he hasn't fought Adesanya yet for the belt.
I mean, that's true, but
everyone else has got their chance.
But who have you beaten to fight him? A guy that no one's heard of.
Hey, I mean, he's still I'm
pretty sure the guy 4. He just beat made his. Is he though?
Strickland is still top 4 if I remember correctly. I think he's
top 7,
4 or 3.
But man, the wins on him, they're not the best wins. So I was kind of bummed, but I think that just goes with the politics. People want to watch the fight, or people. I don't know. He's gone viral more for the stupid things. They had
the drama too when
Izzy
was fighting Pereira. They had the drama at the press conference, and the wwhole Rogan thing.
Cannonier was on Rogan too recently. Did you guys see that?
Yeah, I did.
I didn't watch the whole thing. I turned off halfway through. I'm part of the problem of why Sean Strickland's getting a title fight. I'm not invested enough in our own guy.
I bet you watched the full Sean Strickland episode
or something. I did not. I didn't watch any of that.
No?
No, I would not watch an interview or anything that Sean Strickland does. Like I said before, the guy tries too hard to pretend he's not trying.
So I watched the whole Sean Strickland interview.
Oh my God. How many times did you want to blow your brains out?
I didn't actually. I think his whole persona makes sense now. I think earlier in his career he was trying to be the nice guy, and I think now he
went the Colby Covington route.
Yeah.
Knew he was about to just get let go, and he was let me say something stupid.
Well, I think now he's just let the censor go. I think that's always who he was. He just was trying to be a nice guy for the cameras, right?
I think he's putting on a show, to be honest. But like I said, I just really don't like the guy. So
I don't know. I think he's hilarious. I like the shock humor. And
I don't think it's humor. I think it's just let me say something crazy and.
If
Arkansas's gay or something, he just has weird stuff to say like that.
It's my favorite humor.
If you made it that up there, would you have a persona? Would you have somebody that you'd click into? This is my entertainment persona.
I like to think that my normal personality is entertaining enough that I don't need a persona.
It's probably what Colby Covington thought too.
I guess we'll find out with the podcast,
But
right?
But I guess if I'm lame and boring and I need to sell myself better, then yeah, you gotta.
You doing it?
You gotta do it. I mean, if you
I
want to be a
agree.
pro, you want to be a champion. You
You
gotta
gotta be
sell
memorable.
yourself.
I
Yeah.
agree.
My persona would just be like
Showboat.
Hulk Hogan or something.
Yeah.
And just go over the top in a weird direction.
It'd be so weird because it's like not you.
Yeah.
It
Yeah. That'd be fun.
That'd be the thing
Just
that
like
you'd
Sean
have to do.
Strickland.
You'd have to do
That's
something.
clearly not you, bro.
Like, it'd
You'd
be
have
so
to do something
obvious he's putting a
completely
show on.
opposite. Because
Yeah.
like in his beginning career, he had the long hair. He was super nice. Never swore in press conferences. Blah blah blah. And then like now
Sean
he's
Strickland?
yeah
He had long hair?
yeah.
Let's Google that. All right.
Super long
I need
hair,
to see this.
dude. He was like long haired. Just like his first few fights.
Fuck, you know, it'd be really cool if he came out gothic.
Yeah,
Like,
there you go.
that's the
SCAN.
persona that we want to see is you come out with like emo face paint or some makeup on or something.
Early. Look up early Sean Strickland.
Yeah, Sean Strickland, long hair. Long hair, don't care. What?
wow.
There, 2011, right there. Go to
Those
2011.
are two completely different guys.
There you go, right there. That was early Sean Strickland, and
Oh,
even
man,
even
he
long,
had a ponytail on top.
even long like Justin Bieber stylish
Oh,
hair.
no
Strickland
way.
was more like professional, nice
How
guy.
invested
Strickland.
in this guy are you? How would you even know this?
Dude, so I learned all this after the fact. After I
That's-
started liking Strickland,
I bet
I-
I would like this guy a lot more.
I like watched. You would have.
I already like him more
because
than
he
I
was
like
a nice
new
guy.
Sean Strickland.
He was a nice guy. He wasn't a dickhead. He
Now
wasn't.
he's Sean Dickland.
Yeah, exactly. He wasn't a psycho.
That's crazy.
You know, and it could be, the
Speaking
signs of
gothic
onset
face paint, What a
CTE.
weird picture of Ronda Rousey with her.
Dude, that's her WWE outfit.
Yeah, she does.
That's how she
wrestling
looks
now.
when she
Well, yeah,
WWE's.
but she's wearing a gi right there, isn't she?
Maybe that's her WWE fit.
No, she dresses like Roddy Piper in WWE, I think.
The under.
Look at that one. Look at that one right there. Look, Sean Strickland could have been a model.
I was gonna say his weird model face. So above, he might have had a grappling match with him with Luke Rockhold. Luke Rockhold is about to grapple Craig Jones in something.
I did
you
see
that?
the posts about it, but there wasn't any context. It was just a Craig Jones post.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's no context, and you don't know if it's a meme or if it's real.
Yeah, kind of like the Craig Jones versus Gabby Garcia fight.
Right?
I'm pretty sure he wants that to be real.
I wouldn't
And they
doubt
almost
it.
did. Have you seen on YouTube? There's some funny videos about like a little hype promo with Craig Jones versus Gabby Garcia when he's like in a weird bandana and they arm wrestle, and he lets her beat him,
Yep.
and she looks at him. He's like, huh? Not even good enough context. Like, look it up if you're watching. If you haven't seen that video, it's the best thing
It's
ever.
so good. Craig
And all
Jones
the
is
stuff he puts
hilarious.
out about her, like the DVD instructionals, it's like him peeing on her or him like her behind him.
Yeah.
And, like the funniest things.
There's a video on his Instagram where it's just him at a computer looking at Gabby Garcia's OnlyFans, and he like stands up and he's in his little bungee.
Oh yeah. And then he opens up like the panties he bought from there, and they're the
Huge.
biggest things ever. Yeah, if you need a good time on YouTube, just Google Craig Jones, Gabby Garcia videos. Can you type in who's number 119 WNO 19? We have some time. We could probably talk about this real quick. So yeah, Flow Grappling put on a who's number 1 card just last weekend. And it was pretty good. Miragali submitted Kainan Duarte, which was the biggest surprise for me. Somewhere in there, it looked like Kainan just kind of gave up and broke. Yeah, big surprise. Who was below that? Is there a fight card on there?
I didn't
somewhere?
actually catch these, but from what I've heard, Miragali's been on the come up.
Maybe Go to
winning a lot lately.
results up in that black line. Or maybe just go to Google and type in WNO 19 fight card. Fionn Davies and Jasmine Hosha. Not sure how Jasmine Hosha got a title fight with Fionn Davies in this because she has no accolades to her name, I don't believe. Helena Craver was like the first fight of the night or match of the night, and she fought someone we've never even heard of. Andrew Tackett fought someone, and that was a great match. I'm trying to think who was on the main card. Nikki Ryan came back after competing once a year forever, and beat Renee Souza. who was at the top of that? Ethan Krellenstein versus Dante Leon. Dante subbed him. Ooh, so here we go. Perfect. Felipe Pena and Haisam Rita. I don't want to say that's a mismatch because I love Haisam Rita, and he had a great armbar at Cyborg, and at ADCC place went crazy, and
I remember that.
was screaming like a girl in the stands watching that. But Felipe is like the ADCC absolute champ, gi champion, or world's champion. And Haisam Rita also kind of has no real accolades besides he looks super cool.
He seems pretty hyped up now that he's joined B Team, but from what I've been watching, he hasn't been putting up the numbers that the rest of the B Team has.
No, I mean, understandable when like the face of the B Team is like the second best self-proclaimed grappler in the world.
Yep, Craig Jones.
So he fits, I think. But yeah, Felipe Pen is a tough task for a guy with no accolades, who I will watch every match because I like him. Nicky Ryan, Renee Souza, Andrew Tackett. Yeah, we saw that one. What was the undercard on that? Another guy from B Team. I think they said B Team went like 1-4 on this card.
Rough.
Taza,
Josef or whatever.
JB, is that who it was? So Achilles Rocha, Wagner Rocha's other child. He beat JB, I don't know the guy's last name, but from B Team, and I think he toe holded him as JP entered into the legs. He left his leg out and got toe holded. So good start for the Rocha family.
Yep.
Helena Craver, who trains with New Wave and Gordon and all them, beat Healy Dan.
Oh, isn't she like the 16-year-old?
She's like 15, yeah. Always comes out like matching gi top and bottom, like animal print, so that's cool. I'm a fan of animal print. Carlos Enrique and Ben Eddy. Ben Eddy used to be like pretty hyped up for a 10th Planet guy, and not good luck for him. Taza beat Sebastian. So yeah, so anyways, Helena Craver, she has a lot better accolades than Jasmine Rocha. I think Rocha's only accolade is she's Wagner's daughter. And the only thing she brought to that match was the press conference at the beginning where she was like, just hyped herself up and was really high on herself to like where it was off-putting. And Fionn Davies was like, what? She was like, yeah, you train in Austin, or you train in New York now. You have a new boyfriend. How are you going to beat me?
I saw all this on Instagram.
Yeah, you think you're going to beat me with a knee cut? How are you going to pass my guard with a basic knee cut? Good luck with that. And then Fionn passes her guard with a basic knee cut.
A knee cut.
Mounts her
Mounts her
and it takes her back for the entire match and just drowns the girl. Didn't sub her, but to be fair, it's really easy not to get submitted if you're grappling, especially in no-gi. If you don't want to be submitted, it's really easy to not open up and not get submitted. And that's kind of what she did.
The Instagram post made it seem like she submitted her.
No, sadly not. But when she was, she's like, how are you going to beat me? And then you could tell Fionn was getting like a little like emotional. So I was getting a little worried. And she was like, it's funny you say that. I just won ADCC and GI Worlds in the same year. What do you mean I'm not as good as I once was? Like, I just did that. She's like, yeah, you train in the gi. I spend all my time in no-gi. You're 50% in the gi. And she was like, and I just won these things. And she's like, yeah, how are you going to beat me? Blah, blah, blah. She's like, however the fuck I want, bitch. And I was like, oh, don't get emotional, Fionn. But yeah, I came through and just fucking steamrolled her. So I said, mismatch on that part. Helena Craver probably should have had the title fight with her because she's been winning like all the ADCC trials in weight class and open weights and doing good stuff. She's been a bigger name for a lot longer. I don't know, maybe it's just the age thing. They didn't want to push her up that fast. So yeah, I mean, it was a fun card. I was honestly going to cancel my Flow subscription. I had a note in my calendar to cancel it, but then they put that on. I was like, all right, I'll keep it, I guess. I guess. Yeah, so I think we'll be back in time to talk about the Korean Zombie versus Max Holloway fight.
I'm hyped for it.
Yeah.
Max Holloway's the GOAT.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough one for Korean Zombie. He's obviously on the back half of his career right now, which sucks because before he went and had to join the South Korean police, that guy was the man.
Yeah.
And then you take 3 years off because of, your South Korean mandates, and you come back and you're just not the same guy you were.
He's one of those guys that I love watching fight, but can't
It's
watch
hard to
fight
watch now,
anymore.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's like how you said you feel about Cub Swanson is how I feel about Korean Zombie now. Like, man, once upon a time you were the man, and right now, like, to watch him take that beating that Volkanovski gave him, to where Volkanovski just called off the fight, kind of. Oh boy, it's getting tough.
I kind of feel that same way about Holloway when I watched him get beat up by Volkanovski.
But then he fights anybody
And
else.
then literally anybody else
Volk's
just
the man.
starches him. Just
Volk
absolutely.
is the man, period. Clearly lost to Islam because in one round, to give up his back, or to escape, he was escaping a certain position on the ground, and he crawled on all fours away to the cage. And as he was crawling, I was like, what are you doing? And then Islam gets on him. I was like, how is that your defense to get up? Like, you just lost that fight right there. And then he ended up losing 3 rounds to 2.
He was on the Craig Jones defense. If you don't engage in jiu-jitsu, it doesn't work.
Yeah, I mean,
You know?
it worked. Like, he, even though he lost, like, I still had him as the fucking man, like the pound for pound guy.
Yeah.
And I think like the rankings like had him there too. Not
Yeah, I
the
don't
UFC
think they
rankings,
changed
of
it.
course, but like MMA Junkie and all those guys.
Yeah.
Like, they still had Alexander. After that, he deserves it.
I agree.
So yeah, all right. Alaskan Scum,
Oh, yeah.
the Mental Warrior, or Stephanie Arce.
You can go to Stephanie Arce, yeah, or the Mental Warrior, yeah, either one.
Yeah. What do you use the 2 different ones for?
I feel like we've talked about this multiple times.
Probably.
The Mental Warrior is specifically like it was mental health focused, and so it was like jujitsu and martial arts and my mental health and how like overcoming trauma and how you do that and like little tips and tricks and stuff. And then Stephanie Arce is more focused on like the fitness stuff of it. So like this is what I do, this is the fighting, this is actually the like page to look at for workouts and stuff.
Okay.
I do have a shameless plug, actually.
Yeah, let's hear it.
I have a fight,
You know,
hopefully,
plug your gym since
coming up.
You're the only one with the gym here.
Hey, man, Anchorage Grappling Academy. Best gym in Anchorage. No argument there.
No argument.
But no, I have a fight coming up here.
Awesome.
Hopefully
Let's hear it.
on the schedule. Out in the
Hopefully.
valley.
That's a weird way to change it.
It's gonna be
I have a fight
Ragnar?
coming up.
It's
Hopefully.
It's scheduled. Everyone has agreed to it so far,
Nice.
but you know, my last time I was on the fight card,
And then you weren't.
and then I wasn't.
Yeah.
So
And
that's
then you
why I
spent
say
the next-
hopefully.
Then you spent the following days being like, I'll fight that guy.
I'll fight that guy.
Yeah,
I was
still
on
wanna be
Facebook.
You were, like,
Dude,
every
I was on
day.
Facebook. I was like,
Anybody
I'll
want
fight
to?
that guy. I'll
Yeah.
fight that guy. Hey, that guy said he'd fight me. Let's do it. Come
You were-
on.
Tagging this person. You want to fight?
Yeah, dude. I was on it. I was
Even
trying to
when
get
they were
it.
looking for women, you were like in the comments like
Yeah.
Dude, I'll fight. I'll come
Side
your way.
eye.
Juwana man did it. I'll do it.
Yeah, but yeah, I'll be. I think it's the October 13th Ace
Is
card.
the ace card? Awesome.
Yes, sir.
Nice.
As of right now, it's the co-main. So
Oh shit.
be
Nice.
my MMA debut.
That's great. So what day is that?
October 13th.
October 13th. So are you in fight camp right now? Are you starting that here shortly?
Yes, I should be in fight camp. It is going to be postponed because I just got a tattoo on Thursday.
You could train with him.
So I mean, it's just like an outline. It's pretty cool, actually. My guy Sean Perez did it. He came up from Texas.
Nice. Okay, it's
Big,
small. You'll
big
be
shout
okay.
out to Golden Rose Tattoo, Sean Perez.
If you're ever in Texas.
Yeah, if you're ever in Texas, he also comes up and he does the conventions, the Ink Master convention. That's how I've gotten him both times.
Nice.
So
that
definitely
how you
worth
met
it.
him?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. It's gonna be
Nice.
cool.
So we have something to look forward to in October.
Oh yeah.
We should try to get Billy Christensen on here.
We should.
eventually. I've reached out to him, and he said he would, and he sends me stuff on Messenger here and there, probably like I'm still here type ones.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll get him on eventually and talk about that and
Agreed.
figure out how we're gonna get grappling into these shows too.
I think
Oh,
it'd
yeah.
be fun.
But awesome. So yeah, Alaskan Scum, Stephanie Arce, the Mediocre Grappler, YouTube, Spotify, Google Podcasts now, and
Nice.
maybe iTunes soon.
Moving up in the world.
Once we
Moving up.
figure that out. Moving on up. Awesome. Thank you guys.